Hola. Bienvenidos. Introduction to Espanglish. ¿Qué es esto? ¿Qué es Espanglish? ¿Es una palabra? Is it for real? Well, let's go over a few random facts about Spanish language, culture, literature, and the Spanish-speaking world. So yes, this is me doing a very, I guess, horrible imitation of an accent, but it's also to help you be really less shy about learning how to speak another language. Everybody in the world has accents. Yo soy Julie Gagnon-Riopel. When I speak French, people tell me I have an accent. If I travel to another French-speaking country, they'll say I have an accent. Je suis franco-ontarienne, donc apparemment j'ai un accent quand je parle français. And when you think of accents worldwide, a lot of Anglophones don't speak the same way. Same thing with Spanish speakers. And when we're talking about the different flavors of Spanish, it's because it's a world language and it's spoken, what is it, in 26 different countries, but it's the official language in I think 22. Remember, I'd have to fact check, but it gives you an idea. There's quite a variety out there, and even in small countries sometimes there are different accents and different languages within that country that contribute to that flavor. It's, sociolinguística. It's something we see. So accents and the way people speak. But when you start learning to speak Spanish, if you're Francophone or Anglophone, you'll have a specific way you sound. And for a lot of Hispanophones who are learning English, well, they tend to make a few pronunciation mistakes based on the way they speak Spanish. So you'll notice that words like especial, estudiante, in Spanish you don't have a whole bunch of words that start directly like student with an S or special, ST, SP. No, in Español, it's not Spanish, it's Español. So that's why they'll sound like they're adding that extra vowel. So don't worry, we're here to learn. If you make a small mistake, I'm never going to say muy mal, horrible, terrible. No, I'll just try to encourage you by repeating the correct way of saying something. So if you say gracias, I'll be like muy bien. But if you say Spanish, español, no, it's español, español. Muy bien. Entonces, vamos a ver. Let's get back to the actual topic of today's lesson so that I can keep this one short. Entonces, hola. Hola. Saludos a todos. Hola. Open your books to page 3. Gracias, because you've already done it, so muchas gracias. Por favor, abrir los libros. Página 3 y gracias por escuchar. Thanks for listening. Yo soy profesora Julia. Hola, yo soy profesora Julia. So welcome to our class, and let's see what you already know in Spanish, because it's a world language, and nowadays you're listening to so much Spanish all the time. If you listen to the radio at all, watch anything on Netflix, watch the television, see the news, or go to restaurants, look at menus, you're probably cooking tacos. You already know some Spanish vocabulary. Maybe you grew up watching Spanish cartoons, or you're familiar with Vamos, gracias Dora, or Diego. ¿Y tú, cómo te llamas? Yo me llamo profesora Julia. Pero tú, ¿cómo te llamas? What's your name? That's the informal way to ask someone their name. Remember, página 3. ¿Y usted? ¿Cómo se llama usted? If you're speaking directly with someone and you want to show them that extra level of cortesía, being polite, you can impress them by using usted. And when you conjugate your verbs in the third person while speaking to someone directly, you're showing them with your verb use that you're being polite. Muy educado, muy cortés. ¿Y tú cómo te llamas? ¿Y usted cómo se llama? Yo me llamo Julia. ¿Y tú? Ah, this is where you can fill it in your book. Because, of course, you shouldn't write what I would answer, because I would say, yo me llamo, and then I'll try to find the line. Oh, this is harder than I thought. Yo me llamo Julia. I think it'll be easier in your book. Y yo soy Julia. Because remember, yo me llamo, je m'appelle, or je suis, yo soy, I am. I call myself, my name is, really is what it means. Yo me llamo Julia. Your answer should be different. Of course, unless if your name happens to be Julia. Then you have the correct and perfect answer. Ay, qué mal, ¿no? Such bad jokes. Get used to it. It's going to be a long semester. Muy bien. Entonces, ¿todo limpio ahora? Vamos a seguir. Let's see. Important words. These are on page 3 and on page 4. Por favor. Please, s'il vous plaît. Huh? Memorize this stuff. Please, por favor. It's the only way to learn a language. Memorization, repetition. So, por favor, please do it. Gracias. Gracias. Thank you. Thank you for listening. And de nada. You're welcome for all these crazy videos. Muy bien. Por favor. Gracias. De nada. ¿Sí o no? So you might hear me say this all the time because sometimes when we're in class online, virtually, and I'm correcting stuff, I'll say, ¿preguntas? ¿Sí o no? ¿Está todo claro? ¿Sí o no? Is everything clear? ¿Claro? ¿Clear? ¿Es claro? ¿Sí o no? Yes or no? And I do expect you to either in the chat give me a thumbs up so I know that it's all clear, or tell me, no entiendo. Raise your hand and ask a question because it's important. If you don't communicate, I won't know. So if it's just crickets y no pasa nada y no oigo nada, I'll just keep going because our online classes are to correct. Corregir, 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 repasar, 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 repetir, repetir, repetir. And that's when you can ask me anything live and I'll answer. So if it's not clear because the video wasn't clear, or when you actually wrote down your answer, you have a different one, maybe you're right. And I just didn't think of that answer. So fantástico, okay? So es importante participar. Por favor, please participate. Oh, gracias. De nada. ¿Sí o no? And perdón? Perdón, that's to be polite. If you bump into somebody or you want to interrupt me because I talk too much, perdón? Perdón? Maybe you arrive late to class. Perdón. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse. Pardon? Muy bien. Entonces, repito. Hola, yo soy profesora Julia. ¿Y tú cómo te llamas? ¿Y usted? ¿Cómo se llama usted? Yo me llamo Julia. ¿Y tú? And then, that's your cheat sheet. So if I were to put you in groups right now, you should be able to ask someone, ¿Y tú? ¿Cómo te llamas? And then you can choose to answer, yo me llamo, yo soy. And eventually, I'll assign you all an adjective so that maybe you could say, yo me llamo Julia. Yo soy especial. Yo soy cómica. Yo soy aburrida. Maybe I'm boring. Conceptos básicos. So yes, I need you in this class to pay attention. I need you to pay attention. I need you to use your brain, okay? Conceptos básicos, reflexionar y pensar. Imaginar. Sometimes you might not recognize all the words because you're going to get frustrated maybe because you'll see that my book, it's all in Spanish. There's very few English and there's a tiny bit of French. Most of it is unilingual Spanish because I want to immerse you, but I also want to force you to pay attention. And sometimes you'll notice I use words that sound like words you already know in French or English. So yes, observar. If you observe, you'll be able to use deductive reasoning. You'll be able to figure it out. And during class, if you listen, escuchar, you might comprender, entender. Does it mean you always understand every single word? No. But you'll be able to get an idea of what's happening. And if you're really lost, perdón, profesora, no entiendo. And then, of course, we smile. Yee. It's what people do when they don't understand. If somebody's speaking too quickly, you're like, no entiendo, no entiendo. But don't panic. Just, stay positive and keep reviewing, keep repeating. Repetir, repetir, repasar, repasar. Participar. Es muy importante participar. It's not about always getting it right. It's about trying. And when you make a mistake, if I have the chance to correct you, you'll learn more. Participar. Repetir, repetir, repetir. Comunicar. The goal to take this class is actually that you want to learn, but you want to be able to communicate. And by talking a lot about yourselves, that's probably what you're going to be describing. When you meet people, you'll ask them about them, you'll talk about yourself. So that's why the base of this course is on communication. Conversar, to converse, to speak, hein? Avoir une conversation, communiquer avec les gens. C'est ça que vous voulez? C'est pour ça que vous prenez un cours d'espagnol? Pour apprendre à parler espagnol? That's the plan. Hablar, sí, hablar, to talk, to speak, parler. Entonces, ahora, por fin, cultura general, el mundo hispano y España. It's a large Spanish-speaking world, and maybe you already know palabras, words, des mots, t'en connais peut-être déjà. Donc, what I want you to do now is on page 3, you'll notice at the bottom, there's a space there. There's a little space for you to put as many words as you can. So, primero, respirar. Segundo, imaginar. Tercero, reflexionar, pensar. Y finalmente, 4, escribir. Write down any Spanish words you might already know. Maybe because of Dora or Diego. Maybe you watch some Netflix shows. Maybe you know sayings or famous people, food, places. Honestly, I just want us to participate. I want to hear what you know. So write down as many words as you can right now. And in a few minutes, we're going to share. ¿Vale? Okay? Gracias y de nada. Hasta luego.